Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Nathan's Aging LifeXP. Are you ready to make your writing better? Because in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some amazing tips, some of which will help you to doing your work at the very end, to remove some word chronicles without feeling unnecessary or extra words, but again, saving revision to the very end and not Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Nathan's Aging LifeXP. Are you ready to make your writing better? Because in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some amazing tips, some that you probably don't know. So let's jump in. So if any of you guys don't know, if you're new here, hi, my name is Nathan. I am a high school freshman, and my elective is currently taking creative writing. So if you guys are new here, you probably don't know, but if you've been here a while, then you know that I have a setting up for school success series on my channel, and for the next few videos, I'm actually going to be filming a writing mini series. Because I'm in creative writing, some things I've been taken away, I'm going to be sharing with you all. So today I'm going to be sharing with you 10 tips, and I'm very excited to get started. The first tip I'm going to be sharing with you is do not edit while you write. Not only will it slow you down, but it will truly slow the momentum and the pace of the flow of your writing. And what I mean specifically when I slow the momentum of your story is if you're suddenly bursting out full of ideas fully bursting out of you, and then suddenly you try to think of a better word to replace that vocab or that term that you currently have in the story, it slows you down because then you just instantly you lose that train of thought. The momentum slows down, you possibly lose it, and you have to start over again. Do not edit while you write. I know that some of us, or I think all of us writers probably know, even if you're not a writer, you're not good at writing, or you just started writing, you know writers, when you edit while you write, it slows everything down, and the momentum of the story is slow. So even I, while I write, I do have a tendency to, edit. But I try to tell myself, you know what? I can do this later. If you're just editing a couple words at the beginning, it's okay. But if you're doing it like every single line as you're typing it, it's not. I might have contradicted myself when I said that, and I do apologize. But what I'm trying to say is don't edit while you write. It's awful. I know we can have a tendency to do it, but it's best to just there's a reason why we have something called revisions, a stage where after we finish writing, it's basically like a rough draft because as authors, as writers, we don't just write once and then we're done with it. You have to go back and edit it. And that's really when you can choose a better word, fix sentences, fix lines, make it more smooth. That's during the revision stage. But when you write, you just write. Save all the edits, save all the, I need to change this word, I need to change that sentence, I need to change that dialogue to the very end. Because that's when you're done with the story, the momentum, like you're done, like finish line's done. But don't do it while you write, because it slows the momentum down. You might lose the good ideas that you want to pertain or implement, include in your story. That's one thing to keep in mind. I'm sorry if I went on rainbow that. Moving on is reading extensively. I found this, it is a tip online. And what it basically is reading, I think as writers, I definitely do not like reading. I do not like reading. And I don't know if I would say that like I'm kind of just naturally gifted in writing. I mean, I do well in all subjects in school, but specifically writing, I would say, I don't know if I say I'm naturally gifted because I feel like all good writers or all writers have to read. I don't read and I naturally write good. Like, I don't know how, I think we all came into this world naturally talented or gifted in something, and I might just be naturally gifted in writing without having to read because I don't like reading at all, let's be honest, but I'm just naturally gifted in writing. Um, but it does say, I don't know if this really applies to me, but if you really like reading, then it does. It exposes you to different styles and vocabulary, which will enhance your writing. Now, I don't know if I would say this pertains to more of like if you're writing an essay. It really does help if you're writing an essay to read more, but I would say this is a really good tip if you're wanting to be a better writer. I was naturally gifted. If you're naturally gifted in writing, doesn't really matter, but you should still read, because even you're naturally gifted, sometimes I do pull out a book to read, even though I don't like reading. I still try to get some reading in, and I know it's good for me because again, that's how I get and establish all the good vocab and not just reusing words that I've done before. It's just immensely redundant. So reading does help you enhance your and enrich your vocabulary context, your understanding, your writing style, writing techniques, and that's how at the end you will have much less editing to do because your writing is already so effective. I'm not going to say it's purely good because even good writers, we still make mistakes and we have to go back and edit. No one's writing is like 1,000 or 100% perfect. We will make mistakes, and we will have to go back and fix it. And so just know that. Writing regularly, constantly, helping you to improve those skills, that fluency and clarity that you need, it really helps you. So make sure you're practicing writing, not just like right now. I do plan to practice writing over the summer, because I know there's things I want to improve, and even my teacher's giving me tips. Even I'm claiming myself that I am a good writer because I know I am, and there's some other people have told me the same thing too, who've read my writing and seen that. But even myself, I think after taking this class, I still want to do and practice writing and continue during the summer. So that is one thing that will be continuing during the summer. Another thing they say is using active voice. Not only does it make your writing more intriguing, engaging, but also truly direct. So active voice would be like this thoughts would swirl in my head or my brain was filled with thoughts, using I, my, the first person pronouns, it really creates an emphasis instead of just saying, oh, he walked over there, you want to create that emphasis. Instead of saying, he pulled me, you would say, he was dragging me so hard, that active voice, it really helps you. um, Reviewing your work at the very end to remove some word barnacles, so that would be like unnecessary words, extra words, but again, saving revisions to the very end and not editing while you write. I know it can be hard, but you want to practice it, and over time, you will not edit while you write, but it takes time and you have to be patient with yourself. Another thing is making sure to tailor your writing to the needs. So really refocusing the purpose on what you want, that can make your writing a lot stronger. So make sure that you're really working hard to achieve the kind of writing you want. Be clear on the purpose. So whatever, the story or plot line you're working on, make sure it's concise, making sure that, it's clear, it's to the point. um, Making sure that you use explicit sentence that people as a reader, they can clearly understand your sentence, the kind of diction that you're using it. That's very crucial, especially if you're wanting it published in some kind of work or as a published author like I will be very soon. um, you definitely want to make sure. And if you guys have any questions even after the video, you're welcome to leave in the comments and I will do my best to answer them as soon as possible. And then obviously, if you're including any kind of real-time information about the world, anything about the history, making sure that you research it first. And Google AI is sometimes kind of awful at that. You might want to call a local museum if you include facts about them, or something historical. You might want to call like a nearby place that specializes and they know well about that historian, and then they can fact check that for you. It is important to get fact checked because you don't want something going in the book like you assuming like, oh, I can't fully remember, but I believe that's how it was 20 something years ago, because it might not be like that now, or your perception might be off. So you do want to make sure you're including any kind of accurate information from the real world, that you are making sure you're getting it fact checked, making sure it is authentic. If you are planning to become a published author, that is very important because you don't want it causing you issues later on. Making sure that you maintain your tone and style consistently. This really again helps the readers better understand your message. And that's all the tips I have for you guys. So if you enjoyed this video, next week is going to be how to use the right mindset when writing stories. So I'm excited to share bring you guys some tips. But if you are enjoying videos like this, let me know, and I'll be happy to film more videos like this. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, everybody.